Project procurement management made simple. The project management body and any project management course does a fantastic job of making simple concepts complicated. And procurement is a topic that absolutely everybody overcomplicates. In this video, I'm going to lay out as simply as possible the process you can follow to manage procurement on your project. I'm going to avoid any fancy project management terms or complicated concepts, just step by step lay out the procurement process. And that's it. Procurement is a simple 5-step process. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. We work out what we want to buy from the market, we define it properly in excruciating detail, we obtain quotes for it, we choose a preferred subcontractor or supplier, and then we manage them properly. If we follow this process properly, we'll maximize the value we get at the lowest possible cost. So let's start by simply stating the goal of the procurement process. All we want to achieve through the procurement process is to find the best subcontractors and suppliers at the lowest possible cost. So we can express the goal of procurement as a simple ratio. So we've got value on the top line and money on the bottom line. What we're trying to do is to simply maximize value and minimize costs. We want to get the best possible subcontractor, so increase the value we're getting at the lowest possible cost. So minimize the amount of money we're spending. We're just trying to maximize this ratio between value and cost. So the next question is, how do we do this? So there's 5 simple steps to this process. We need to work out what we need to buy, define exactly what we want. We need to get quotes for the package we've defined. We then need to negotiate and sign a contract and then ensure we get what we paid for. So step number 1 is to simply work out what we want to buy. So we want to work out exactly what we need to get from the market. And there's a simple process to do this. We first need to understand the overall project scope. We then want to break this down into component pieces called a work breakdown structure. Against each item in our work breakdown structure, we want to determine whether it makes sense to self-perform the work, so manage it ourselves in-house with our own resources, or to subcontract it out to an external party. We then want to create a list of everything we need to procure. Then in step 2, we take this list of packages we need to procure from the market, and we want to define in excruciating detail exactly what we want. So we give a detailed definition of each package of works, and this is defined through a scope of works document, a bill of quantities, engineering drawings, responsibility matrix, and a list of exclusions. So we give a detailed description of exactly what we want a potential subcontractor or supplier to do. Then in step 3, we obtain quotes for this package of works. We send out the package to qualified subcontractors. We get 3 to 6 quotes for each of the packages. So we use market competition to our advantage. We leverage competition between subcontractors and suppliers to get the best possible value for the minimal cost, and we increase the chances of finding the best possible vendor. We give subcontractors plenty of time to price. They've got our detailed description of the scope, so they know exactly what we want, and then we respond to any questions or queries. So we manage the tender process. And step 4 is we sign a contract. So we need to assess the quotes we've received. We choose a preferred vendor, so our vendor who best maximizes this value for money ratio. We resolve any gaps in their offer, and then we negotiate and sign a contract. So we agree on exactly what they're going to do, the terms and conditions that surround it, and how much they're going to get paid for the work. Step 5 is then to get what we paid for. So after the contract's awarded, subcontractor or supplier will deliver what they said they were going to do. They're going to do the work defined in the contract. The worst thing we can do is let and forget. Even though we've signed a contract, we still need to stay on top of our subcontractor and supplier. We need to coordinate and manage them properly to ensure they're doing the works correctly, and then pay them for the work they've done. Doing so, we want to be fair and reasonable, but also firm.